Hey everybody, welcome back to another Poker Warden show. I'm Dave, I'm the Poker Warden. It's World Series of Poker Day 9, and I'm here to give you all your recaps, your updates, and your previews of the action that's to come and that has happened yesterday. So thank you guys for coming back for another video. Let's kick the show off with our recaps. We had four World Series of Poker champions that we crowned yesterday. The first, we'll start with the big one, the Colossus, the 18,000 player field that was whittled down to 9 at the start of play yesterday. Let's see who eventually took down the Colossus and that $1 million first place prize. Here is your winner from the Colossus, Thomas Pomponio. I'm probably messing up that last name, but that's all right. He doesn't care. He won a cool $1 million by outlasting the other 8 competitors at yesterday's final table. Congratulations to Thomas, who took down the big prize and the big field for his $1 million payday. Also, here's the rest of the final table payouts for that $565 buy-in. Matt Affleck, who we mentioned in yesterday's video as being the only known live pro remaining, finished in 8th place, even after coming into the table as a short stack. So we received a ladder up to 103,000. Action was fast at the beginning of the final table as the blinds were big, stacks were shallow, but in the heads-up battle, they were each about 40 to 50 blinds deep. Just by making the final table, they had a huge payday based on their 565. So congratulations to all the final table participants. And who knows, maybe you'll see yours truly in the Colossus final table next year. Who knows? Next up is event number 9, the $10,000 Omaha High-Low Championship. We came into play yesterday with the heads-up battle between Abe Mosseri and Daniel Negreanu. Abe, who was the chip leader coming into the final table, and Daniel Negreanu, who was the fan favorite. Here is your eventual winner after just 4, must be the theme of the day, after just 4 hands of play. Well, it didn't take long. Abe made quick work of Daniel Negreanu in the heads-up battle for the $10,000 Omaha 8-or-better. It took 4 hands. Abe won every single one of them. He takes home his second bracelet and a little under $389,000. Congratulations to Abe. Daniel Negreanu wasted no time as he jumped right into the $1,500 horse as well as a $10,000 No Limit Hold'em heads-up championship. He did bust the $10,000 Hold'em championship, and I'll let you know in our updates where he's at in the $1,500 horse. Next up is the event number 10, the tag team title, the tag team tournament, the tag team championship, whatever you want to call it. It was won by your eventual winners right here. Event 10 was won, apologize up front, I'm going to mess up these names, was won by Aditya Sushant and Nipun Java for $150,000. So they'll take home $75,000 apiece and their first gold bracelets. They are both Indian born, and when asked during an interview how important it is for their Indian heritage, they said that poker is booming in India, and I hope that this leads to future wins by fellow Indian poker players. They won in dramatic fashion as well. They called it all in with ace-8 and were up against king-queen. The king-queen flopped 2 queens for trips, so they only had one way to win their championship, and that was runner-ace. And wouldn't you know, the ace came on the turn, and when the ace fell on the river, their rail went crazy. You could actually hear it on the live stream of the heads-up championship who was playing behind them in the Thunderdome. I couldn't imagine the emotions them guys must have felt. Basically, you know you're drawing dead on the flop, and then you go perfect to take down your first World Series poker bracelet. Those guys must be on cloud 9. Congratulations to both of them. Our final recap is event number 11, the $1,500 Dealer's Choice. David Bach came in with the final table, chip lead, and here is your eventual winner. The winner of the $1,500 Dealer's Choice event was David Bach. He basically commanded the final table. He took chip lead in, he took the chip lead out. He knocked out every one of his competitors except for one, and he takes home his second bracelet, his other bracelet being in the $50,000 Players Championship. So as mentioned in yesterday's video, David Bach basically just demonstrates his mixed game prowess even more in yesterday's win. Again, David Bach just shows how great he is at mixed games. Congratulations to him and the other 3 World Series of Poker bracelet winners from yesterday's action. So that's it for our recaps. Let's get into the updates from yesterday's action. Event number 12 started with 275 players remaining heading into day 2, and it ended the day with 23. Here are your top chip counts at the end of the day. Melissa Gillette is just running away with the chip lead right now, as she has 3.4 million. She has a little more than her next 3 competitors combined. So we'll see how she takes that chip lead into day 3, and if she can use it to make a final table appearance and take down this event. All players in event number 12 are going to return today at noon and play down to a winner, and we'll check out the action later today. Follow along on Twitter, Pokernews.com, and WorldSeriesOfPoker.com to see how Melissa does and how she controls that chip lead. Event number 13 is a $1,500 no-limit deuce to 7. They started the day with 50 players and ended the day with 6. The final 6 were being led by Bernard Lee. Here's the chip counts at the end of day 2. Leading the field is Bernard Lee with 571,000, who is in search of his first World Series of Poker bracelet. Also in the field, still left, is Frank Casella and Jared Blesnick and Matt Waxman. They will return at 2 p.m. today and play down to a winner. We'll see if Bernard Lee later in today's action can capture his first World Series of Poker bracelet. One thing interesting to note about the aforementioned Jared Blesnick is that after the first 3 or 4 levels of play, he had nearly tripled his starting stack, and he basically almost guaranteed that he was going to make this final table. He actually took some side bets on the action, so we'll see if Jared can run up the short stack he's on now and see if he can make a deep run on this final table of 6 players. Event 14, which began yesterday, was the $1,500 horse. It ended the day with total registrants of 736. Again, that theme continues. We are still down and still looking for that first event to outpace the 16 total. At the end of day 1, 168 players bagged and tagged, ready to come back in action today for noon. Here are your top chip counts at the end of day 1. After one day on the felt in the $1,500 horse competition, Adam Dixon takes nearly a 2-to-1 chip lead into day 2. There's still plenty of action left, but the theme of the day, commanding chip leads, continues as he bags 180,000 and his next competitor is at 93,000. We'll see what he does with his chip lead heading into day 2 action later today. Let's find out what those payouts are for event number 14, as 111 of the 168 returning will finish in the money. Event 14 will pay out a total of 111 of the 168 players remaining on day 2. A min cash will be worth $2,247, while first place will earn the winner $204,000. Some other notables who are above average in chips heading into day 2 are Marco Johnson, Daniel Negreanu, David Baker, Brandon Shaq Harris, and last year's winner, Ian Johns. We'll see how they do in the day 2 action. Event number 15 was that $10,000 No Limit Hold'em Heads Up Championship. Now, the event officially got 129 entrants, but only 128 fit into the bracket system. So there was one heads-up match to play in to the 128 team bracket. Each of those participants got half their buy-in back, so they really were only in for $5,000, and the winner would move into the bracket. Yesterday they started with 128, and here is how the brackets remain with the 32 remaining players left in contention. Here is your first bracket of the remaining players left in the $10,000 heads-up championship. Some notables from this bracket are Joe McKeon, who is a World Series of Poker champion, Ryan Fee, Jason Mercier, Joe Cata, and Casey Carroll. And here is your second remaining bracket. A couple notables, Dan Smith, Ryan Reese, who is another World Series of Poker champion, Kerry Catt, and Eric Seidel. Of those 32, 16 will finish in the money. Here's your payouts. Event 15 will pay out the final 16 remaining, which means players returning today will have to win one more match to finish in the money. 16th place will be worth $26,000, while first place will earn the winner $337,000. Players are going to return today at 3 p.m., and they are scheduled to play 3 matches. And then the final 2 matches will take place tomorrow, with our winner being crowned sometime in the late evening tomorrow night. That's it for our updates. Let's get into our previews of the action coming up today at the World Series of Poker. Let's check out the calendar. So today is June 8th, Thursday. We're going to start today with 11 a.m. the $1,500 six-handed. And then we have our 10K Dealer's Choice Championship. Event 16 of the World Series of Poker is your $1,500 six-handed. Last year's event was won by Mike Cordell for a little over $346,000. Last year he outpaced 1,477 entrants, so we'll see how that number compares to the entries of the 2017 competition. In six-handed play, you're faced with a lot more action as you got to get in there and mix it up a lot more frequently as you're in the blinds and there's going to be antes in play. So it's bound to be a fun tournament. It's always fun to play six-handed. I like playing six-handed. Short action, you get to play a lot more hands. You get to mix it up a little bit more. So it is more fun. So we'll see who comes out to play in the six-handed event today, who takes the chip lead at the end of day one in tomorrow's video. Event number 17 is the $10,000 version of the Dealer's Choice event that we just recapped, the $1,500 winner. I'm sure David Bach's going to be in this field, as well as many other well-known poker professionals. Last year, the event attracted 118 players and was won by John Gaspard for a little over $300,000. So we'll see how many players we get in this event. Guys, I thank you so much for watching the preview, the updates, and the recaps of today's video. As always, if you liked the video, please subscribe. Give it a big thumbs up. I thank you guys for following along with me as I recap all of the action going on this year at the World Series of Poker. So if you have any comments or questions, please put them down below in the comment section. I'll be sure to answer them. And until next time, I appreciate all the love and support, but I will see you guys tomorrow.